Welcome back to 843 TV. We are now joined by Chris White, who's the Regional Food and Beverage Director for 5-Star Senior Living. Chris, thank you very much for joining us today.
Pleasure to be here.
So, I mean, food's a big deal for anybody, right?
Yes. Mainly with seniors.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and part of one of the draws of staying at home is cooking the food that you like and being able to prepare it yourself. But as we get older, we may need a little help.
Yeah, they need assistance, but it doesn't mean that they don't get to choose what they get to eat.
That's right. Okay.
Yeah, it really comes down to what they want, not what the cook wants or what the chef wants or even what regional wants. It really comes down to what the community level is at, if it's skilled or if it's assisted living or if it's independent living.
Okay. And so tell us a little bit about the 5-Star dining experience.
5-Star dining experience is much different than your typical dining facility or community. They actually went above and beyond what you normally would see. We started our own culinary institute.
Wow.
That trains all our food service directors, and not just our food service directors, but also other chefs within the communities too. We do micro schools. We actually hired a celebrity chef to help get that motivation going within the communities and get those schools rolling. So.
And you mentioned you also have a dietitian's input on the menus.
Yeah, dietitian is very important. All of our menus are ran through the dietitian, which she's up in corporate office. Those are all pinpointed to the specifications that are needed for mainly senior living.
Right.
But it doesn't mean that the community has to stick strictly with that diet. So if you have a couple residents that do not care for that menu item, the chef will know that, and the chef will actually have committee meetings, and they actually talk about what they like, what they don't like, and then they actually will alter the menu slightly just to make sure that they're happy.
Wow.
Yeah, it's not, you can't please everybody, but we try the best we can.
Very cool. Very cool.
So it sounds like there's a lot of options that makes you unique. Is there anything else that might make Morningside stand out in this line of culinary?
Yeah, we're always doing activities, open houses. They just started in a great program. We're always starting programs. That's the big thing with regional. I'm always pushing all our food service directors to do programs such as they do breakfast buffet for Sunday brunch. Action stations are very important. We have an always available menu that's not just so they get their regular specials for the day, usually 2 items. Heart healthy we always look at along with those specials. And then we also do an always available, which they can come down and sit just like a restaurant, sit down and order an omelet if they want, whatever their heart desires.
So they don't have to be on a set schedule?
No.
Okay.
No, we have all day dining. So when they come in for breakfast, they're pretty much free from there all the way through dinner to order anytime they want. So if they have doctor's appointments or whatever it may be, they can come in afterwards, sit down, and everybody will be happy to serve them.
Well, that seems like a very nice option,
It is.
Because if you're told when you have to eat, where you have to eat it, then
I'm looking forward to it.
It's like being at home.
Right, and one thing I want to say, Chris, we're a small enough community, and I train our staff to, if they see the resident is not eating the food on their plate, we ask them, can we get you something else? They may not like that entree, but we're small enough that we can do, a grilled cheese or a hamburger, hot dog, chef salad. We want to make sure that resident is happy and make sure they get adequate nutrition they need. So that's one thing about us being so small. If they like something, we have pork loin that night and they want a cup of applesauce or a side salad, they can write that on their menu. That's their choice, and that's what I love about 5-Stars. We can provide that. We don't have a set, menu, so we make them happy. So that's what it's all about.
And that's also very important on tours.
Yeah.
So I always invite tourists to come in and have a meal.
Yeah.
Try the food out.
Yeah.
Sit down, have choices. So it gives them a sense of their independence still.
Yeah. Yes.
It's probably one of the most important things for a community is their meal times.
Yeah.
They line up and get ready to go in to have mealtime. So And the great thing is they don't really have to wait around. They could eat whenever they want. But they'd rather be in a community
Sure.
and be in like a family as they
That's
sit.
right, and you know, that's one thing I like about it too, is when they get finished, you know, they can sit and have a cup of coffee, you know, after their dessert and socialize. It's
Right.
not just, you know, come and eat and leave. You know, we're here to serve them. They sit around, you know, when the families come in, they'll have a cup of coffee or
Right.
visitors. That's what it's all about, social, you know, that's why we're here.
Okay, now speaking of trying meals, you brought out something here that looks fabulous.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about the dish you prepared here today?
Yeah, that's it's actually grilled beef tenderloin served with haricots verts, roasted red bliss potatoes, and then we always garnish all our plates. Edible, of course. You never do anything unedible.
Right.
But we got little edible flowers, wildflowers, and rosemary. So.
And is that an example of a menu item that can be?
Yeah, everywhere. Most communities. And it kind of comes down to the individual community, but we always have at least 2 nights that we'll do more higher end.
Sure.
Most communities, they prefer their home style, family style
Right.
foods, but then they like to have that one night that they go out and they have happy hour, and then they come in and they have, you know, some beef tenderloin or some shrimp and grits is really
Yeah.
popular down here.
Sure.
So we definitely splurge on those nights. And it's very important because you got to keep motivating them to try new things and
Sure.
and enjoy higher end cuisine.
Absolutely. Never too
Chris,
late.
that's the one thing we were talking about. You know, breakfast is made to order. You know, you have your basics. But what I like about it is the menus. You always have 2 choices for lunch and dinner, and then always available. So, you know, it's not just set in one entree. You have a choice.
Yeah.
And that's the beauty of it. They feel like they are, you know, they're independent. They can choose what they want, and we make them happy.
Very cool.
So,
And Chris, one last
Yes.
question for you.
Sure.
You're the regional director, so
Yes.
tell us of where you oversee.
South Carolina.
Carolina.
I have 23 facilities, or communities we like to call them, preferably. 23 total. We have independent, assisted living, rehab to home, which is Alzheimer's. That's quite a few restaurants style service that I oversee.
Okay, great. Well, thank you for taking time with us today, all of you, and we
Thank
look
you.
forward to those wonderful looking cupcakes that you prepared. And thank you all for joining us today on 843 TV.
Where communities come to speak.